In 3 minutes, there's only one message I want to leave you with, and that's metasurfaces shift light waves. In 3 minutes, what are metasurfaces? Why do they shift light waves? And why do we want them to shift light waves? Also, what's my challenge for the PhD? Metasurfaces are composed of layers of metal, dielectrics, and they can be considered composite materials that have an effective refractive index. So you can control Maxwell's equations by turning reflection and transmission off and having unity absorption in the regions of the frequency bands that you want for your application. That's what I'm focusing on, absorbers. Metasurfaces themselves are a bit broader than that. They're really any engineered light response using resonators by arranging those resonators into repeating patterns. So here's the example of something that would behave in the same way as a glass prism would, but in fact it's a planar structure with just different sized resonators. And phase kicks explain why the speed of light slows down in matter. Through spatial resonance, it's possible to modify the speed of refractive index to match incoming light and absorb energy by turning off reflection, as I mentioned, as you can see in the picture. It follows this equation, 1 equals a plus r plus t. This comes from conserving momentum, and using subwavelength shapes and symmetry, we can engineer the phase kick, amplitude, and polarization of light to do as we please. So why do we want to engineer light waves for absorption? Well, TPVs, or thermophotovoltaics, offer the lowest cost per watt, and they're also a huge contributor to global emissions. So if we could have a device that you put next to steel belays or a cement clinker, and it would perform far more efficiently than solar cells on their own because it's acting as a heat engine, that would be a considerable good use of recycling heat energy and reclaiming about 50% of it. Also, just for comparison, I found that the irradiance emitted by boiling water or even body temperature is comparable with that of the sun, because inverse square law, the sun's very far away, it actually beats the Stefan Boltzmann law. So what's my task for the project? Through design and simulation, we'll find resonators that match the desired frequency bands and ranges that we want. And the challenge is finding wide bands, finding materials that operate at high temperatures, and actually fabricating the designs. Here's some that I've fabricated and simulated. And it's worth mentioning, TPVs already match steam engines in efficiency. So it's a very viable and fruitful line of research.